Let's talk about love, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Okay, love. Hey, sometimes my brain just trying to. It's like in school, and you're like, what is that in school? You're like, oh shit, man. Hey, where's my cue cards, mental cue cards? Like, yeah. I believe your brain is like one of your best assets. So if you learn how to use your brain, oh hey, it's only success up from there. So I feel like I always ask this question to my inner child. Go into a bookstore and choose a book that you're most attracted to without even thinking, like base it off intuition. And I remember I used to go to the bookstores and I used to just like go to the spiritual section. I was like magnetized to it. I was like every other thing. I was like, yo, hey, that's the what do the Scorpios call it? The taboo section, the unusual section. I'm like, oh, that's my section. And I feel like something like a simple exercise like that, like just going into a random store and going to see where your soul is connected, can guide you home. So I don't know. I believe that like the types of books a person reads can explain to you a lot about their innate wisdom that they have within their soul. You know, I believe that there's one goddess that she helps a lot of people unlock their wisdom and what their wisdom is, and that maybe comes from years of experience of doing what you do. Right. I feel like every soul has their own unique wisdom and what wisdom they have come to share with the world. It's why we call ourselves teachers. You know, we've come to share our wisdom. We've been born to share the wisdom that we have within our soul, or that we've decided to share with the world, you know. And I used to go to a lot of spiritual stuff. Like I used to just go straight to the spiritual section. Then I found this other section. I was attracted to it, and I don't know. If I look at mainly about my books, it's mainly about love, you know. And I've connected to the planet Venus because over my journey, I felt like you know, like what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Like vanilla. I'm like, what's your favorite planet? Venus. Right. So I feel like something like learning about yourself, you can learn about your likes and your dislikes. It's something very important to you, you know. I've been learning about what is my type, and like that question is a super intimidating. What's my type, you know? And like it's like makes it straightforward in my brain, what's your type? But if I have to sit there and ask my soul, yo, I haven't studied. They ask me in the test, what's your type? Yo, hey, that's a how do we narrow that down into one word? How do we narrow that one into one word? Yo, hey, can it be a what's your type an essay question? Because the essay is a bit easier. So I don't know. I feel like the universe is a very curious person. You know, the universe is curious. It's constantly looking for questions and answering. You know, that's how I feel my being is. My being is very curious, like very curious. I feel like it's the passion I live on, like curiosity. Like, I'm just curious about it. Like sometimes I can't go to bed at night because I'm like, yo, I'm so curious about what I just read, and I have to go to bed because yeah. So I don't know. I feel like maybe listening to myself for like 5 minutes of what is my type. I think someone that like sparks my curiosity. You know, someone that I go to the bookstore and I'm like, yo, hey, you're my book. You're my book. Maybe it's like that. Maybe that's love. Um, yeah, but if I look at most of the books, I'm attracted to love and I like learning about love. I feel like, you know, I feel like what we are attracted to, we do pull into our lives, you know. So I'm like, you want, in this dry desert here, I need some more love. So I'm learning about love to attract that, you know. It's like, they say, like, if you want to attract bees, you plant yellow flowers. So I'm like, I want to attract love. So I'm trying to plant love seeds in my soul, you know. Um, So yeah, I don't know. For me, I started really taking love seriously last year. You know, you can't go to like a university and study love. So I decided to find a way to create my own inner love school. You know, where um I decided to learn about love and work through my. I want it to be like the soul. So me and my soul have like a like. So I don't know. My inner child wants to say something, and I have to be like, why? It's like my inner child's like, please talk about this. And I'm like, no, 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 no. You know, talk about that. Okay, no, I was reading this one book somewhere there on my desk. Um, and I was talking about limiting beliefs. So I was going through like the limiting beliefs on love, and I was like, yo, man, this is why everyone is not doing so well. Hey, we all got these limiting beliefs what we believe love is, and it's not right or wrong. It's just sometimes we outgrow certain beliefs because they're no longer true, right? I've had to work a lot with belief, learning about my beliefs, that not all everything you believe is true, which is fucking thank God not everything I believe is true. Thank God not everything I believe is true. It's like the grace from God, you know. So I don't know, I was just talking about like a beliefs, and I went through some of them, and I was like, okay, let me see how much inner work I actually have done on my belief system. And I was like, okay, and I was saying I believe this, I don't believe this, believe this. And I was like on 50%. I was like, yo man, I've done 50% of the work. And 50% of the work. I was so happy. I was so happy. At least I wasn't like on a high percentage of it. It was still 90% to work through my love beliefs, you know. And um for me it's something that I struggle with, like, you know, like I'm always looking for answers for people of, you know, what they're like, why is this the way this is? And I'm like, you know, being a trustworthy person, or being updated in your field, you know. And then one soul asks me like, what's being updated in your field? Well, if you're updated in your field, it's like, you know, what's currently happening in your field. You know, I say this best with like a gym person, you know. It's being updated with gym culture. What are people doing? What is working for people? What is new in the field? What isn't? Like, you know, I had to learn about gym rats, you know. And in my culture, in my love industry, or the industry that I work with as a goddess, because I work with Lady Venus, there's like Rizzlers. So I have to go like, what the fuck is a Rizzler? Because this is like a new lingo, you know. So I feel like being up to date, being present, can help you really connect with what's going on in the culture. Like, it's not about like situational ships and delusional ships, and and I feel like as my soul feels responsible to understand that, so that when someone comes to me and asks me, goddess of love, why am I in a situationship, I'm like, firstly I have to know what a situationship is, you know. I feel like it's reputable and it's ethical to know like what's happening in your industry, so that um when someone pitches up like, I'm dealing with a Rizzler, I'm like, okay, I know what a Rizzler is, you know. And like, I'm dealing with a player, I'm like, okay, I know what a player is, you know. So yeah, I think if you really want to succeed in what you do, if you really want to be the best at what you want to do, like one step towards being really good at what you do is staying updated with the culture. And that's why, like, I used to remove myself off social media just because I'm a highly sensitive, and sometimes social media is a bit too intense for me, because I grab onto things and then I have to mentally process that, and then I take time and then I go back on. um when I've built up my immune systems, you know, and I feel like I have at least some mental immunity, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I've been reading this. I haven't been reading for a while because I feel like maybe the universe just asked me, okay, let's stop this for a little bit. Let's try this, and then we can come back to the book reading when you've done these little things, you know. So I started reading again, which I'm like, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Um, but yeah, I started. I used to. I bought all these books, and I said it when I set the intention. I was like, this is my education. You know, this is my education. And I don't know, when I read a book, I'm a little bit different. You know, now that the school system isn't there, I don't have to read it all overnight. I don't have to achieve it by some certain time. Like, I can read the book in however long it takes me to understand the book. You know, so this one book has been about love colors, and it's a new approach to love, you know. And I feel like sometimes, if maybe the way we're approaching love is not the best way, maybe we need to approach it a different way. So it's about like love colors. And what this book basically talks about is that basically you must go to the places where you feel like you could potentially meet you know. So they say like, okay, firstly, if you find your type, let's say your type is athletic, then you must go to athletic clubs or sporting things, or go for hikes or stuff like that. But for me, I was like, yo, let's be a little bit different and be like, I'm gonna go where I want to go, because I want to meet a person that's attracted to the same things that I'm attracted to. So there's like a different, like, yeah, it's a different way. Like some people, it's like if you really, your type is athletic, then try join the gym, try watch gym videos, try educate yourself in gym, so that when you meet this guy, like you can at least like have a conversation with him past past like thing. I think love people who love each other try to impress each other. I'm telling you now. Like when people love each other, they try to impress each other. Like I don't know. It's just how love works. um, but yeah. I was looking at it, and I think the one thing that I've seen that in the book that the book really brought attention to is the reason why we like blocking love is because we have limiting beliefs about loves. And I see this as like, I see this like when I see people like they pray to God and they're like, God says this is your one, and they say no, it's not. It's because they have a limiting belief of what their love has to look like. Like yes, I do believe like a mix of manifestation is involved in your love. Like you can ask and request for certain things, but if that person cannot be there for you, I believe that love is accepting, so you accept them for who they are. I currently feel like in my love life, I'm going through a bit of a change because I don't know, when stuff gets boring, you gotta spice it up. That's how you make long lasting love. Long lasting love, you have to spice things up. You can't, for me, I just feel like I'm in a phase that if it doesn't intrigue me, like I can't, it has to like, like it has to, how do I say this? It has to be changing. It has to be changed. Like I can't sit in the same energy all the time. I like my stables and stability, but I feel like there has to be a mix up in now. And I believe that like there was this one sign I saw from God that a partner that understands change is a partner for you, or something like that. And I believe that. I believe that maybe my the person that I'm meant for is like me, where I'm constantly shifting onto the next thing, going with the flow and shifting onto the next thing. Like I did do a reading with spirit of like, okay, what's my masculine energy and what's my feminine energy? And my feminine energy is vibrating as flexibility. So it's like, yo, that's a good sign. I'm really flexible. But my masculine is vibrating as spirit. And I'm like, okay, having a spiritual man would really do well with me. It would feel like I was understood, because, I know everyone's looking for that Christian man, but I'm just looking for a spiritual man, and I don't know, one that most connects with my spiritual beliefs. Yeah. Anyways, let's love.